Luo Feng dashed towards the energy emanating in the distance. The energy is strong, Luo Feng thought. He was pleasantly surprised and worried. He was happy because such a powerful energy source implied at least a top-tier set treasure or even an ordinary true treasure. However, he was worried because even if he could get to the valuable in the first place, he would draw a bloody fight. It seems that my first fight on an original star is drawing near, Luo Feng said. His eyes glinted fiercely and coldly. Xiao! A creature appeared beside Masha Body. It was Remote Ocean Body. Remote Ocean Body shrank to 30 feet and transformed into the shape of a purple pupa beast in human form, complete with horns, gray scales, and a scorpion tail. Masha Body went into the world ring instantly. Fight combination! Luo Feng's eyes glinted aggressively. Luo Feng presumed that it was difficult to kill the golden horned beast because of his enormous godly body with the force armor. Remote Ocean Body hadn't been able to kill Pei Feng Knight even with self-destruction, and Golden Horned Beast Body had the same level of godly body and amplification as Pei Feng Knight. As for size, Golden Horned Beast was thousands of times larger than Pei Feng Knight, and his force armor could weaken material attacks by 99.99%. With force armor, Golden Horned Beast is solid, Luo Feng thought. Besides, Golden Horned Beast has a powerful godly body, and Remote Ocean Body has the same amount of godly power as he does. Remote Ocean Body doesn't need to serve as godly power storage anymore. Xiao! Xiao! Remote Ocean Luo Feng flew into the sky with Golden Horned Beast on his shoulder. He flew across the forest and the plain and arrived above a swamp. It's there! Luo Feng quickly sensed the origin of the energy and dove towards it. He found a black hilt sticking out of the water. Only one? Luo Feng said. He exhilarated. It's a true treasure. If there were several pieces, they were a set treasure. However, based on what Luo Feng observed, it had to be a true treasure. And I'm the first on here. Luo Feng raced toward the black hilt. At the same time, a towering creature made of rocks and engulfed in flames, as well as two 12-winged great beings of the prison race, flew toward him. They could all clearly see the black hilt in the swamp and the blade revealing itself. The three great beings were all excited. It's a true treasure! One of them screeched. Space beasts, put down the true treasure or die! The being engulfed in flames roared. But Luo Feng didn't pay him any mind. He put his hand on the black hilt and started to penetrate it with his godly power. Ha! Luo Feng sensed that the black hilt and the swamp were combined as one. Oh, no, he realized. It hasn't fully come into being yet. Luo Feng was startled. This sort of thing happened to some precious valuables, especially true treasures. For instance, when a shrine gradually revealed itself, others couldn't get into the shrine and get the true treasure hidden inside until it completely revealed itself. The same rule applied here. They needed to wait until the black blade completely surfaced from the water for it to recognize someone as its master. Ha! The three great beings were overjoyed upon seeing this. The towering being engulfed in flames guffawed. Go away! Remote Ocean Body and Golden Horned Beast Body looked at the three great beings of the prison race and protested. This is mine, prison race! Leave it or die! Hong! The giant being engulfed in flames landed in the swamp. The swamp was only half a mile deep, and it was barely up to his ankles. The other two great beings of the prison race floated into the sky and glared at Luo Feng with their wings open. Leave it or die! The flaming rock giant looked down at Luo Feng. Are you seeking your own doom? Hung! Luo Feng snorted. Hong! Hong! Remote Ocean Body and Golden Horned Beast Body started to enlarge themselves at the same time. Remote Ocean Body, which was only 30 feet tall, became more than 5,500 miles tall, and Golden Horned Beast became 6,000 miles tall. According to the move, deities of the world, the length of one's body wouldn't affect its power as long as it was not too large or too small. Remote Ocean Body was more than 5,500 miles tall, and he was able to wield his pinnacle power. Remote Ocean Body stood while Golden Horned Beast Body floated in the sky with his wings open. Now, it was their turn to look down at the three tiny beings. Three tiny beings. The golden flamed rock giant was around 6 miles tall, while the two winged great beings were only 0.06 miles tall. They were indeed tiny compared to the massive creatures standing before them now. Hung! The golden flamed and rock being looked up at the two gigantic creatures and snorted. No! The two black-winged great beings were terrified. Size represented power, after all. Lion Eye, one of the black-winged great beings said. Though space beasts are known for their size, an adult golden horned beast is usually 600 miles long. There are, however, methods within the Space Beast Alliance to improve their genes. We've seen golden horned beasts 6,000 miles long. But what's wrong with that purple pupa beast? The largest we've seen is around 60 miles. How is this one so big? Don't worry about that. What matters is, the bigger they are, the more difficult it is to kill them on original stars. Universe overlords usually act alone. Almost all those who cooperate with each other are senior universe knights. There are 2 of them while we have 3. I'll deal with the golden horned beast. You 2 deal with that purple pupa beast. Let's get the true treasure together. Okay. Don't get wrapped up in a long battle. They're enormous, and we'll be in a disadvantage if we do that. Remote Ocean Body was more than 5,500 miles long, and Golden Horned Beast was 6,000 miles long. They were blotting out the sky and land so that the 3 Universe Knights weren't even able to see the Black Blade. Luo Feng concentrated on the Black Blade. It was gradually surfacing and was moments away from completely revealing itself. I just have to make it through the waiting period, and then the true treasure will be mine, Luo Feng thought and looked down at the 3 tiny beings under him. He had to be careful. Usually, universe overlords acted alone on original stars, and senior universe knights acted together. 3 senior universe knights made for a mighty team. However, Luo Feng was still confident that he could persevere. Senior universe knights. They are as powerful as Shihua Knight. I was like an ant in front of Shihua Knight before, whereas now, I can deal with 3 senior universe knights. But without realizing it, he was already standing among the supreme beings in the universe. Kill! All the 3 supreme beings started the attack. Golden Thread Aurora Mirror! Law Domain! Merge! Golden Thread Aurora Domain! Golden Horned Beast bared its fangs and fueled Golden Thread Aurora Mirror by burning his godly power, after which the area of 60 million square miles around him was trapped in endless golden light. A domain-type valuable! Such strong resistance. It's at least a top-tier domain-type treasure, if not a domain-type true treasure. That space beast has a domain-type treasure! The 3 great beings were terrified, as that treasure was already as powerful as an ordinary true treasure. Though there were 3 of them, being suppressed by the domain-type treasure placed them at less of an advantage. Space Beast, you're courting death! The golden flamed rock giant roared and dashed at Golden Horned Beast like a streak of light, wielding a fiery hammer. Die, bastards of the prison race! Golden Horned Beast yelled and waved his wings. The golden Shihua wing was tens of thousands of miles wide, and it swung toward the golden flamed rock giant like 2 colossal blades. Star and fire roaring sky! The wing rushed at the golden flamed rock giant. Although Luo Feng's moon policy had not yet reached ultimate techniques, Luo Feng had begun improving it a long time ago. After all, he could wield one mystery in different ways, and although it took him a long time, the 3rd move of moon policy could already beat all the 1,600 competitors Primal Chaos City leader had set for him. That meant it was already a top-tier pinnacle technique. It was 6 or even 7 times more powerful than when it was first created. Blade technique was a super pinnacle technique. The weapon was a true treasure, and with godly body and amplification at universe overlord level. Although he was comparatively weaker in beast god conception, he wasn't afraid of senior universe knights at all. Star and fire roaring sky, crash and burn and earth shattering! Remote Ocean Body shouted, standing beside the Black Blade and wearing Golden King armor. He performed the move under his burning godly power and spiritual force amplification technique. Thousands of shadows flew out of his chest, forming a towering beast god. The beast god roared and dashed at the 2 black-winged great beings. The 3rd move of Star Map Star and Fire Roaring Sky, Crash and Burn and Earth Shattering. Luo Feng had never performed this move before. The first time he had performed it, he'd relied on Remote Ocean Body. Remote Ocean Body and Golden Horn Beast Body were both going all out, now. And with Golden Thread Aurora Domain slowing his enemies down, they clashed wickedly with the 3 senior universe knights of prison race. The golden flamed rock giant swung his hammer with all his strength, and the hammer flew at Golden Horned Beast with a thunderous rumble. The force within the Golden Thread Aurora Domain was rendered defenseless. One strike from this hammer, and stars like the Star Traveler or the Neutron Star would shatter and be reduced to naught. Even the black hole would have crumbled beneath such a strike. The golden flamed rock giant growled as he deployed his strongest strike. The environment within the original star did not shatter, but it was not because the hammer was not powerful enough, it was because the environment within the original star had unique traits. Pun! The hammer collided with the golden light blade of a pair of wings. With hands still grasping his hammer, the golden flamed rock giant was thrown backward and propelled into the air, where his rocky legs lost contact with solid ground. He was forcibly suspended in midair. "That loathsome space beast!" the golden flamed rock giant roared in rage. "Crush the prison race!" Golden horned beast transformed into a ray of light and made a turn back before landing again. The golden light blade sliced through the air, looking as if it could make mincemeat out of every obstacle in the way. Pun! 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 Strike after strike. The golden flamed rock giant was not as agile as golden horned beast with its sure Wu wings. Moreover, the golden thread aurora domain had met with heavy resistance and was attacked under pressure. Golden horned beast was enormous. Hence, his sure Wu wings could spread as wide as tens of thousands of miles. Should it flap one wing down, the golden flamed rock giant being would not be able to hide even if it wanted to. Remote ocean body was like the Dehai divine needle as he stood before the black blade. While watching the two 12-winged knights of the prison race in the distance, he was also manipulating the gigantic beast god while it hunted down the two knights of the prison race. Hong! Long! Long! Beast god was roaring while racing in midair quick as a phantom. The moment the two black-winged knights made it slightly further away, the beast god would no longer give chase. The beast god was tasked with guarding a certain area around the black blade. If the two knights of the prison race trespassed this area, they would be attacked. It was imperative to understand that the beast god was a true treasure in the form of a spiritual force weapon and had an extremely swift flying speed. Now that it was coupled with golden thread aurora domain, the moment the two black-winged great beings of prison race set foot within this guarded area, they would be knocked out within a split second. Pun! A black-winged great being was sent flying out straight away. The other black-winged great charging into that area from the opposite direction approached the gradually ascending black blade at top speed. Roar! Beast god let out a roar and set off in the opposite direction so quickly that he left a trail behind him. Right away, he rammed into the black-winged great being with a loud crash, swatting it into the distance. What should we do? We can't force our way in, said one of the black-winged beings. The two 12 black-winged great beings traveled far away enough while transmitting their message to the golden flamed rock giant. That spiritual force weapon is way too fast, and they have a domain-type treasure. We have used up 3% of our godly bodies, yet that loathsome purple pupa beast has not even used 1/1000th of its godly body. We can't afford to go on like this. The golden flamed rock giant gave a thunderous roar of rage. He was at his wits' end. Although he was huge, the portion of the godly body he used up was small. He was aware that the golden horned beast before him would use up an amount even smaller than he had. Even if he were to set his entire godly body ablaze, the golden horned beast might not even have used up 1% of its godly body. But the golden flamed rock giant suddenly transmitted a confident response. Ha! I can sense great beings of other races approaching. Fight a little while longer. These two space beasts will definitely feel flustered when the other beings arrive. That is when we seize our opportunity. The two 12 black-winged great beings scanned their surroundings, instantaneously feeling joyful. As expected, two troops appeared coming from two different directions. "Huh!" Remote Ocean Body said, noticing the new arrivals. "That is a group from the Northern Territory Alliance, a total of 3 Universe Knights. And the other group is from the Hong Alliance. They have 2 Universe Knights." Remote Ocean Luo Feng looked around and made a speedy judgment. Given my current identity, the group from the Hong Alliance will see me only as one of the Space Beast Alliance, and they'll react accordingly. There was no way he could bother himself with any other concerns. He had to deal with the 3 Universe Knights of the prison race while keeping an eye on the black blade that was gradually ascending from the ground. Gradually it arose. The entire tip of the black blade had nearly emerged. "Almost there, it is going to come out fully soon." Luo Feng was anxious and expectant. "Hurry, hurry, hurry! If I hope to stand any chance at all, it must be fully revealed before the other groups arrive." The two troops flew over quickly. Although the members from the Hong Alliance were not humans, they made their judgment quickly. "Ha! It is a valuable, definitely a true treasure, and still in the midst of being born. The treasure has yet to recognize its master. Hurry up." While the Space Beast group and the group from the prison race are engaged in a deadlock, We should quickly grab the treasure right out from under them. Meanwhile, the 3 Universe Knights of the Northern Territory Alliance troop were thrilled, realizing they had been presented with a great opportunity. They took off for the treasure as though their lives depended on it. The Northern Territory Alliance was said to be the alliance consisting of the greatest number of races in the universe. A tremendous number of races gathered as one, bringing the number of Universe Knights within the Northern Territory Alliance to an extreme high. For example, in the open-air public square of the World of Glory of the Ancestral God School, the number of heirs from the Hong Alliance was merely in the thousands, while that of the Northern Territory Alliance was in the tens of thousands. There was a sizable difference, meaning that within the original star, troops of Universe Knights from the Northern Territory Alliance were seen more than any other group. When compared with the 6 pinnacle races like the human race, the distribution of resources like treasures for great beings of similar power were fewer in number. Out of the 3 Universe Knights of the Northern Territory Alliance, one was over 30 feet tall. He had purple gold plates all over his body, and he flew toward the black blade at top speed. Upon careful observation, he started to show a hint of confusion. "Ha!" he said. "That seems to be impossible. It can't be. Hurry! Hurry! Hurry!" Luo Feng agonized with anxiety. The black blade may have ascended to its tip, but it was emerging much more slowly than the approach of the groups of beings flying toward it. The 2 troops of Universe Knights from the Hong Alliance and the Northern Territory Alliance were still approaching at a consistently high rate of speed, even though they were within the Golden Thread Aurora domain. "Ha! You can't make it!" The golden flamed rock giant of the prison race laughed aloud. "Space Beast, you will not be able to get that true treasure. It is not yours to claim." Golden Horned Beast let out a thunderous roar of rage. "Hong!" Golden Horned Beast waved its wings suddenly, immediately turning back to the area surrounding the black blade. "Hua!" Remote Ocean Luo Feng also took a step back to stand beside the black blade. "Come on!" Remote Ocean Body and Golden Horned Beast were both standing near the black blade, obviously guarding it with their lives. They just had to endure for a short while longer, and this true treasure would be theirs. "I would stand against greater than Universe Knights than all of you," Remote Ocean Luo Feng thought. "Even if you were Universe Overlords, Golden Horned Beast has the Force armor. It is fearless. My Remote Ocean Body may be slightly weaker in terms of strength. The Golden King armor can only be activated up to its second form, which means it could weaken the power of material attacks to 1/1000. It may be weaker than Force armor, but Remote Ocean Body is huge. Defending with its sheer brute strength should be possible for a short while at least." Remote Ocean Body and Golden Horned Beast were like 2 mountains. One stood by the black blade while the other hovered above it to ward off any beings who dared to venture near. Meanwhile, the groups from the Hong Alliance and the Northern Territory Alliance both realized that the other groups had appeared. "Kill! Kill! Grab the true treasure! Hurry up, the other 5 troops are arriving soon. We need to hurry." 3 groups: the Hong Alliance, the Northern Territory Alliance, and the prison race comprised of 8 senior Universe Knights. Plus, the Space Beast group was charging toward the center. Hong! 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 The 3 troops transformed into rays of light simultaneously and charged. "Ha!" Golden Horned Beast immediately spread its wings and stood at the forefront. "Hua! Hua!" Its wings suddenly increased in size. The Sure Wu wings, being a true treasure, could change colors at will, and this time, they were a magnificent gold. They spread wide open without inhibition, expanding outward in all directions. They became gigantic, easily spreading over 100,000 miles in a mere instant. The monstrous pair of wings surrounded the black blade like a mother hen protecting her chicks. Anyone who wanted to grab the black blade would have to forcefully move those wings out of the way. "Attack! Ha! He actually thinks to resist us. Kill him!" The 8 senior Universe Knights launched their attacks as one. One knight from the Hong Alliance held a flying wheel, an ordinary true treasure, and was exceptionally generous with his attacks. Numerous crashes sounded as attacks were thrown towards the golden wings. Golden Horned Beast stood firmly within the swamp, its 4 strong limbs like heavenly pillars. The depths of the swamp were unable to even submerge its claws. Its wings were propped up high and mighty. Hong! 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 The 8 senior Universe Knights' joint effort boosted their power to the level of Universe Overlords. They struck repeatedly. "I must stand with this bit of power," Golden Horned Beast said. He stood his ground, stable as a mountain. Regardless of the number of strikes dealt, the sure Wu wings and the force armor combined to weaken each impact with these treasures. Combined with its gigantic godly body, warding off the attacks was a piece of cake. The 8 senior Universe Knights from the Northern Territory Alliance, the Han Alliance, and the prison race instantly concluded that this situation was beyond their expectations. Those wings are a true treasure. It must be a true treasure. Few treasures can expand to such a size. No matter how big a treasure can be, to be jointly attacked by 8 senior Universe Knights, the size should reduce, or it would disintegrate. That pair of wings must be a true treasure. Ordinary treasures could be destroyed by some universe overlords. Even for a top-tier treasure, whether it shrank to ward off attacks or intentionally enlarged so that the impact of the attack would be weakened no matter what it did, escaping unscathed was out of the question. Yet the combined attacks of 8 senior Universe Knights proved futile against Golden Horn Beast. At that moment, Golden Horn Beast and Remote Ocean Body shifted their gazes over to the Black Blade. The tip of the Black Blade was finally out of the swamp, and it was now hovering over the spot where it had emerged. Its aura was now fully restrained. It seemed like an ordinary treasure. "Treasure, come to me!" Golden Horn Beast gave a deep command. Immediately, a trace of godly power headed for the Black Blade, ready to brand the blade with his life imprint. Luo Feng infiltrated the Black Blade with a trace of his godly power and sealed his life imprint on it, making the blade recognize him as its owner. "Huh!" Golden Horn Beast's eyes glinted with confusion. "What's going on? Why is there no information being transferred?" Remote Ocean Luo Feng was also looking down at the Black Blade, perplexed. Usually, when a treasure or true treasure recognized someone as its owner, it would transfer information to the owner's mind. The information was generally a description of the weapon or the techniques used to utilize the valuables. There were, of course, exceptions like Star Map, Shi Wu Wing, and Tower Pearl. If the great being who created the valuable had left information behind, there would be information contained in the valuable. Tower Pearl was a part of Star Tower, and so it didn't contain any information. As for Star Map, it was an ordinary true treasure created by Zhuoshan Ku with a picture scroll and lots of seal stars. That was why some true treasures and ordinary treasures didn't contain any information. However, according to the intel Kuang Zhou Knight had gathered, true treasures and ordinary treasures that came into being on original stars were bred by the universe. They were supposed to carry information innately. This one did not seem to have anything. Weird, Luo Feng was baffled. Hong, 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 Hong. The 8 senior Universe Knights attacked the wing of Golden Horn Beast relentlessly, disrupting Luo Feng's thoughts. So, Golden Horn Beast shrank its giant black blade and merged it with his body. Howl! He howled, making the sky and land tremble. At the same time, the gigantic golden wing quickly reduced in size from hundreds of thousands of miles wide to tens of thousands of miles wide, and he revealed Golden Horn Beast and Remote Ocean Body. The 8 supreme beings were disappointed. The true treasure is taken. It has recognized him as its master. Goddamn space beast, let's go! They all glared at Remote Ocean Body and Golden Horn Beast Body. The 3 great beings of the prison race left first. The other 5 Universe Knights of the Hong Alliance and the Northern Territory Alliance were also upset and gave up on their hopes of claiming the valuable. They all knew that they stood a chance if the valuable hadn't recognized him as its owner. However, the only way they could capture the valuable was to kill the Golden Horn Beast, and Golden Horn Beast was able to defend himself against all 8 of them. If he wanted to flee, there was no way they could stop him. They were all upset. The size of the Golden Horn Beast was what stopped them from taking the valuable by force. His godly body is too enormous, and our godly bodies might be burned out before we can kill him. We should have gotten here soon. The true treasure fell into the hands of space beasts. Ha! You guys are late, Golden Horn Beast said in a hoarse voice. You just got lucky. Let's go. The 3 Universe Knights of Northern Territory Alliance and Han Alliance left. Golden Horn Beast Body and Remote Ocean Body watched them go. He saw one team after another coming here, following the energy signature of the true treasure. Go! Remote Ocean Body shrank to 30 feet tall, and Golden Horn Beast shrank to around 300 feet long. Golden Horn Beast waved his wings with Remote Ocean Body sitting on his back. So, that space beast has got the valuable, grumbled the new arrival. Let's go. We need to wait until next time. Is it a top-tier set treasure or an ordinary true treasure? The Universe Knights speculated about what had happened with their companions. They were all puzzled, but they had to leave. On the original stars, those who were closest to the valuables when they appeared were the luckiest ones. Here, great beings needed both power and luck. The 3 Universe Knights of the Northern Territory Alliance were flying back to the place they inhabited, the apex of a small mountain. Those space beasts are indeed lucky. The Space Beast Alliance is mysterious and powerful. Those 2 have a domain-type valuable, a winged true treasure, and now a black blade true treasure. They were all talking among themselves, and the Universe Knight made of metal was ruminating. That pattern. It is that valuable. The Purple Metal Knight's eyes gleamed. He isolated them from the surroundings with his godly power and looked to the strange beast knight with hundreds of soft dorsal fins around his mouth. 100 Raccoon Knight, he said. You have a body at the center of our alliance, right? Send a message to our alliance and tell them that we just found the godly blade of Blade River Luo. Blade River Luo? Both Universe Knights were dazed. 100 Raccoon Knight's eyes glinted with excitement. The legendary top-tier true treasure, Blade River Luo? Blade River Luo was the most attractive true treasure in a century after the original stars had opened. A giant tomb came out from underground. It was the Tomb of the Blade Tomb. An ancient tablet on the Blade Tomb told that there were many godly blades and several ordinary true treasures. And the most precious of all were the components of Blade River Luo, which were made of a compass and 9 godly blades. Once all the godly blades were integrated into the compass, it could become a boundless blade river, and it was omnipotent. If all the 9 blades merged into one, the power was even more terrific. It was a domain-type treasure, but it had the attacking power of a pinnacle true treasure. The compass itself was already a domain-type ordinary true treasure. Its power could be improved with one blade blending in. The more the godly blades inside the compass, the more powerful the compass would become. It would reach the perfect status once all the godly blades merged with it. It was such a superb true treasure. The last time the compass showed itself, it only carried 1 black blade. A godly blade of Blade River Luo? Where did we find it? 100 Raccoon Knight asked. Where were we? The moment the other Universe Knight talked, the Purple Metal Universe Knight said, It's the true treasure the black blade the 2 space beasts obtained. I've seen the photos of Blade River Luo, and the black blade we just saw was exactly the same as the blade in the photos. Black Raccoon Knight was startled. Go tell our alliance! The Purple Metal Knight shouted. Sure! 100 Raccoon Knight nodded. Many supreme beings who entered the original stars had left their clone with their own race, but there were also some who left their original bodies behind. Clones were able to send simple messages, but they weren't capable of dealing with important issues. My clone has entered the center of our alliance. A Universe Master is meeting me, 100 Raccoon Knight murmured. After a long while, I've told the Universe Master what happened, and I've replicated the shape of the black blade using my mind. The Universe Master I spoke with confirmed that it's indeed a component of Blade River Luo. There are few true treasures, and it's almost impossible to have true treasures of the same pattern and come into being on the original stars in such a short period of time. It's got to be a godly blade of Blade River Luo. The Universe Master asked us not to take any actions. He has told some universe overlords closest to this original star and Fu Mo Master to come here. And he has marked our contribution. 100 Raccoon looked at his companions, and they all smiled. The Northern Territory Alliance immediately arranged great beings to go to the original star Luo Feng was staying on. Inside the virtual universe, in an open-air bar, many Universe Knights of the Hong Alliance city gathered. Almost all the great beings who entered original stars left clones, and they used them to connect to the virtual universe. This was how they conveyed information. Another true treasure showed up. See? It's this one. I saw it myself. What true treasure? Come here and see. On which original star? Everyone was interested in what happened on the original stars. Look, this is the photo of it. A bald-headed, golden-eyed great being covered with body hair was showing everyone a photo. This true treasure surfaced from the swamp. Unfortunately, I arrived late, and the true treasure was captured by 2 great beings of the Space Beast Alliance. A true treasure! What a pity! You can't get the true treasure even it's right in front of you, and what's worse, it was taken by the Space Beast Alliance. What could I do? The bald-headed Universe Knight said. Both great beings of the Space Beast Alliance have godly bodies of around 6,000 miles long. Do you really think I can still get it back? Even universe overlords would have a hard time facing such gigantic bodies. Isn't this the godly blade of Blade River Luo? Yeah, it's the godly blade of Blade River Luo. Everyone was thrilled. Meanwhile, Luo Feng was walking toward the open-air bar. So strange, he thought. The valuable on the original star has already recognized me as its master, but it still hasn't sent me any information. Luo Feng was bewildered, and thus he connected to the virtual universe and came to the place where the great beings of Hung Alliance shared information. He wanted to ask some of his friends about it. Guangzhou Knight! Luo Feng shouted when he saw Guangzhou Knight. Guangzhou turned toward him and beamed. Blade River! Luo Feng walked towards him, smiling. Suddenly, he frowned as a being caught his attention. It's him! Luo Feng recognized that bald universe knight. It was one of the two universe knights of the Hung Alliance who had attacked him.